What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant. You're watching Sub Urban Nerd. This channel will give my nerd reviews. On today's Nerd News, also do movie reviews. And today's movie I'm reviewing is The Turning. Yes, this The Turning. And if you guys haven't seen any of my reviews, basically I'm gonna give you a rundown how it goes. So I tell you a little about the movie, then I give you my pros, my cons, I give it a grade, and then that's how I review it. And then you guys chime in if you want. So this movie was a pretty, how you say, this one was difficult as far as me giving a review because I liked most of the movie. The end just ruined it for me. So I can say, because normally I say if I like it or not, I liked the movie until the end. This movie is starring, Finn Wolfhard we all know from Stranger Things and also It, Chapter 1 or Chapter 2, both of them, whatever. And this guy, like I said, Finn Wolfhard, I've said in my reviews, this kid has talent. I see him going places, I see him taking off, like he's got this look, like, I forget but he's just got this smolder look that when he gets even older, he's gonna be a very handsome guy and he's gonna get a lot of roles, and I think he's gonna do great, right? It's also starring Mackenzie Davis. I can't remember. I've seen her in a bunch of different things. She's a decent actor herself. She does a good job in this role, and then also starring little cute girl, Brooklyn Price. This little girl, I don't know, she's just so cute. She just emphasizes like just a cute little girl. Now, this movie is pretty much about a nanny who Mackenzie Davis plays, and her name is Kate, and she goes to this big like mansion to watch over these kids because their nanny mysteriously disappeared. And that's when some kind of things start going on, because this is like a paranormal horror or something like that. And then from the trailers, it looks decent. It didn't look all, the best, whatever, but it looked decent from the trailers. And like, she's just trying to figure out what's going on, like with maybe hauntings, these ghosts is trying to haunt them. Maybe it's the nanny haunting her. Don't know. Now, this movie, I'm watching it, and this movie generally has some decent jump scares. Like, as far as, because I love paranormal movies. Like, whether it's dealing with ghosts or something like that. I don't like those, what they call torture porn, where it's just, like, people's being ripped to shreds. I'm not really into that. I like horror, but I'm not into that. So, paranormal, this is right up my alley. So, I was definitely looking forward to this, in a sense. But at the same time, I go in not expecting the best, because a lot of horror films fall short. But this one was actually doing a decent job keeping me kind of enthralled. I'm interested in the mystery of what's going on. Why is this ghost kind of haunting her? And like before it even gets to that point, I'm like, well, you know what? This doesn't seem like this ghost really haunting her. It seems like once you heard her say, help me, I was like, okay, this is a good ghost. So it's gonna be a good ghost, bad ghost kind of thing. Because I don't know if you guys ever seen this other show on Netflix called The Haunted Hill House. That is a good series. You should really check that out. But this movie was doing a good job holding my attention. Really. I was generally interested in like what happened to the lady. So when she was getting messed with the ghost, you worried for her. And then these kids from the trailer made it look like these kids are just dicks. Especially, Finn Wolfhard, which he sort of is. But then you're watching and you're like, maybe he's scared, maybe he's just acting like this because he lost someone close to him. You find out maybe this ghost is abusing him. I don't know. And I was in until the end, where all of a sudden they pull some Inception bull, where you're like, wait a second, was like the last 30 minutes like a dream? And then all of a sudden it goes into some other thing where it goes into her eyes, and you're like, where is she now? Is this a dream? And then it just ends. It ends with a hand just rubbing against the wall, and I'm like, alright, I understand people take artistic, tours, or they try and go a little bit deeper. And that's what I feel is so frustrating, because this movie was decent. I would have given this movie a really decent grade. But it tries too hard to be deeper than it needs to be. You don't need to go into an obsession. Like, by the time I got to the end where she was getting out the house, like I said, if you've watched Haunted Hill House, it's pretty much like that. Like, I was expecting some happy end or something, but the way they ended it was a non-ending. It was a non-ending, leaving questions. You don't need to be like Inception where the top is spinning trying to figure out, was it a dream or not? Because this movie's not good enough for that. I'm sorry to tell you. And I came out of the theater, everybody else, I started talking to some random dudes like, And they was like, yo, the movie didn't have an ending. And I'm like, what just happened? When the movie was done, I sat up and I was like, what the F just happened? What happened? Because you don't know. And I'm telling you this because it's hard for me to say. Like, I would recommend this movie to watch because it is a decent movie all the way until the end. And then it just throws. My analogy is, imagine there's a marathon, right? You got these people, you got 3 or something people, and there's a person in 3rd place running. You know, they're not the number 1, not the number 2, but they're doing a good job. They're gonna get 3rd place. Then right before the finish line, all of a sudden their shoelaces come untied, and they trip and bust their ass. They fall down, boom, 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 fumble. And then they're so dazed that they get up and start stumbling around and starts running the opposite direction. That's literally what happened with this movie. You had me. You were at the finish line, and then you just dropped it, fumbled, and started running the other way. Maybe football is an analogy you could use for this, you know? But I wanted to give this movie a good grade, but because of how bad the ending is, it drops down to like a C minus. A C minus. And I would have generally probably gave it like C plus to like a B. Like maybe a B it would have been. But this movie, because the ending, I can't give it a really good grade. I gotta give it a C minus because you had it. You just dropped the ball and let it roll under the bed. I'm sorry, you did. So this, like I said, this movie had a lot of good moments. A lot of good moments. You know, like with you had the scene you see in the trailers where Finn steps on the koi. You got there's a maze, there's the horses, there's the houses, there's the water, the hands, like so much good things. Even a flashlight game. So many good moments in this movie, and you just dropped it. So I'm sorry. I can say, watch the movie. Just if only just to see if you feel the same way that I feel. Because it's a good movie to the end. And I don't know if that's going to ruin for you. I don't know if that makes you not want to watch the movie. But if you want to see a decent movie and then just don't disregard the ending. Just disregard the ending and the movie's pretty good. That's my opinion. So thank you for this. Hopefully you comment down below. Tell me if you feel the same way, because I posted like a really quick 1-minute kind of review coming out on Instagram, and someone was like, I thought I was the only one 100. Like, yes, you're not the only one. This is a confusing ending. So thank you. Remember to subscribe. Check out my last movie review. Check out my playlist of movie reviews. And remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Sub Urban Nerd, and you've just been notified. Catch you guys on the next movie review.